What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Bro Tech Gaming Podcast. My name is Carlos. Sean's going to join us in 1 minute. Just to let you guys know that this episode we are going to be talking about Marvel fatigue. I know we all have it. Let's just talk about it. We're jumping into the middle of this video. Well, not really the middle. Maybe like a minute in. I forgot to hit record, so my bad. But enjoy the video. Thank you guys for watching. Let's get into it. I did watch Wakanda. You haven't watched Wakanda, right?
No, haven't. Is it
Okay.
at least good or better than the first one?
It's not better than the first one,
Oh,
but I mean,
no.
obviously, what happened with Bozeman, you
Yeah,
can tell that they did a lot of changes with the script. Like obviously they had it. It's pretty much like a brand new movie that they had to put out,
yeah.
and I noticed it. Like it was kind of like glaring for me.
Okay. I mean
But
that's understandable though.
yeah, it was good, but I wouldn't say that it was better than the original. Nobody's gonna replace Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah. And I mean based on all the new projects that have come out, the new movies, I don't know if I can really like name a movie that's been my favorite so far. I mean, we had Black Widow. We
Spider-Man,
had we had Spider-Man: Far From Home. We had
Doctor
you know,
Strange,
yeah, the Madness, Multiverse of Madness. Like I'm so blanking on it, like I can't even remember the movies.
Thor.
Uh, Thor, which was so disappointing,
I didn't
like
even watch
most
it. I tried getting
most
into it
disappointing
twice.
movie.
I tried watching it twice, and both times by like the middle of the movie, or like maybe like a quarter of the way in, I'm just like, I changed it. I was bored. Like I had
Yeah,
no idea what was going on. Like I didn't care about the girl that came back. What's her name? From the first one, Natalie Portman.
Jane, yeah,
Yeah,
Jane.
Jane. Like I did not give a shit about Jane and her illness, and like she's only like okay if she's like the Thor, like the woman Thor or whatever. Like I
Yeah,
didn't care.
I didn't know what was going on in that movie, man. Like, and especially for you, like, not to have even finished it, for both of us to share the same opinion about the movie is kind of funny. Oh, and I'm sorry. So spoilers. Because we don't care, we're gonna be going over probably some spoilers for people that haven't seen any of the shows in case we bring it up. But yeah, Thor was a thumbs down. Eternals was kind of mid for me.
I actually didn't like that one at all either.
Yeah, I guess like Multiverse of Madness and Spider-Man: Far From Home were probably like the two that were at like the upper. I don't know. I think they were the better movies so far that have come out with the new phase, Marvel phase movies. Um, and I really like Far From Home or No Way Home. I really like No Way Home just for obvious reasons because they brought back the other Spider-Man. But like it was that point for me that the movie started getting good. The first half was kind of like it went like when are we gonna see the other Spider-Man? That's all I cared about. And then Multiverse of Madness was cool too. I mean, there was definitely some cool stuff in that one. So I guess I could say that's my favorite one, but haven't seen Wakanda yet. Um, Next movie coming out in the Marvel phases, I think, is Ant-Man in Quantumanium, right?
Yes,
So you haven't seen Loki, right? Did you watch Loki?
I watched 2 episodes of it, but I feel like and I didn't like it either. Like Loki was always good as like a side character, like a side villain.
Yeah.
I know in a couple movies he was like the main villain, but then once you get like to the bigger like Thanos and stuff, like Loki doesn't really seem that bad. And like he was playing like both sides like all the time. He was good and then he's bad and then he's good and he's bad. And then
Yeah.
when he had his own show, it didn't pull me in. Like I watched 2 episodes and I got bored and I never watched it again.
Yeah. So I'd probably say that out of like all of the shows they've done, I think Loki's actually one of my favorite ones. Um, Only because I feel like that's the only storyline that's actually relevant to all the shit that's happening in the current Marvel universe. So I don't want to spoil it because I feel like you should still watch it just because I think it is pretty good when you get through the most of it. But basically, like Loki kind of screws up like time. So he basically creates like these like branching timelines because there's like one timeline that's controlled by like one person and one group. and he does something that screws up all the timelines. So there's like all these multiple timelines now. So I thought that was going to go into a little bit with the multiverse of madness because you have a multiverse now, you have different timelines now. And I think that's where Ant-Man Quantumanium is going to pick up. It's going to delve more into that because they have Kang, who's Kang the Conqueror, who is actually in Loki, but he's not Kang the Conqueror. He's just Kang, a dude that manages time. So I don't know, I don't know how to express that in more detail, but this is the first time where I feel like we're getting an interconnection with Loki, where I feel like that happened so long ago up until now. Like we've had so many like, in my opinion, filler shows that I don't know where the hell it's going at all. I mean, like, we have a new Captain America now. Like I was expecting more from that show. We had the what's his name, Oscar Isaac, the Moon Knight. We had the Moon Knight one, and like that didn't really go anywhere. That was to me like a weird like mummy Marvel knockoff movie. Um, we had we had She-Hulk. Woo! Like you know how we feel about She-Hulk. So yeah, I hope that Ant-Man kind of changes my perspective on how I feel currently with the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, I'm hoping to. I haven't even bought tickets for it, man. Like I remember, like when a Marvel movie would come out, you would make sure to pre-order your tickets, make sure you get good seats,
Yeah,
and I don't know. With that, man, I'm not even excited about it. I feel like they have to like win me over again because
yeah,
Black Panther didn't do it. Um, and I feel like the only ones I've ever like not ever but recently watched or remember watching is the Spider-Man and Doctor Strange.
yeah.
Those are the
Like those
last
are
two
definitely
that
the
I've seen
better
in
ones.
movies.
I feel like those are definitely like the most memorable ones so far. Until I watch Wakanda, like I'll have my opinion on Wakanda when I have time to watch that. I've never actually seen the other two Ant-Man movies. So that's like my bad for not watching any of those. But I feel like I should probably watch those before I watch the new Ant-Man. Uh, which it's kind of funny because like we've seen all the previous Marvel Phase movies with Thanos. Like I watched all of them except for the two Ant-Man movies, and I feel like it's okay that I didn't watch the Ant-Man movies because they were sort of like filler movies, even though I heard they were good. And now we're at a point where an Ant-Man movie's coming out, and I'm like, y'all need to save like the cinematic universe because I don't know what's going on right now. So it's weird how that perspective has changed for me.
Yeah, the first Ant-Man was pretty good. I remember it more than I remember the second Ant-Man.
Mm.
And I feel like the first one was better just because they were setting his character up. So you're kind of learning with him his
Yeah.
powers and like the baddie in there and stuff like that. I feel like Paul Rudd, he's a really good actor. He really got into shape to play Ant-Man, and I was
Yeah.
really surprised because he posted a picture of him like when he first started doing it. He dude had like a six pack and everything. I was like, what the fuck?
The dude doesn't age, man. Like I remember seeing him in Clueless with Alicia Silverstone. And like he got famous off of all of the Apatow movies doing all the comedies and stuff, and I just feel like the guy has never aged. He looks exactly the same as he did like 20 years ago. So like I don't know what the heck he's got going on. But I like Paul Rudd. I think he's a good actor. I don't know why we haven't given the Ant-Man movies a try. I think they're gonna be good. So maybe that'll be something we do like on one of these weekends just to maybe watch a couple of those. Um, and then like the only other movie I'm kind of excited about is Guardians of the Galaxy. I feel like the trailer sold me a little bit on um how good it's gonna be. It looks like it's gonna be pretty serious. So I hope that's another one that kind of like recaptures my my spark for Marvel.
Yeah, the first one was really good. I love the first one.
Mm.
It was hard for me to get into the second one. I don't know why. I don't know what it is with like the sequels to movies that it's hard for me to get into or like to remember it because I did watch like a little bit more than half of it and I stopped watching it and then I went back and watched the other half, and by the end of it, I was like, it was actually pretty good. I don't know why I was tripping,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
Kurt Russell was pretty good.
There's just like so much going on now. I mean, it's kind of hard um getting excited. I mean, maybe it's because there's no Iron Man anymore, maybe because there's no Captain America anymore. Maybe that's part of the reason why we don't get so like stoked for all these upcoming projects. But like they're gonna have another Captain America movie that's gonna be Bucky and the Falcon. And the Falcon's gonna be Captain America. They have a Thunderbolts movie coming out, which is both basically like the anti-Avengers. It's gonna be like the new Black Widow, and it's gonna be the U.S. agent guy from like the show Captain America that was the wannabe Captain America but couldn't be Captain America, amongst a few others. There's a Blade movie that's coming out next year. I'm kind of excited for that to see what they do with Blade. Like I hope it's R rated. Um, like I do like the Blade movies. Are you kind of like no maybe
I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
so. I don't know if Disney's gonna go into like that like whole gore.
Yeah, that's what's hard though, because they are gonna have some R-rated and mature-rated content coming out, but I'm just like, okay, well, how far are they gonna push the envelope? Like they've already started editing stuff on Disney Plus that um was like different when like the original cartoons and stuff came out. Like Lilo and Stitch. Like, did you see that thing about Lilo and Stitch? How there's a scene where she like Lilo crawls into like
Like the
the oven.
dishwasher, right? Or the
Or it
oven,
was
something like
I think
that.
it was an oven, and for some reason Disney said like, no, let's put a pizza box on there instead of a door. So I haven't rewatched any of like the Marvel movies on Disney Plus. I haven't rewatched like, they have the Punisher on there now. I haven't rewatched those to see if they actually took some of the graphic violence out of it. So I don't know. I'm not I'm not sold on Disney being like a mature rated uh content thing yet until I actually see it for myself.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about like a long time ago because especially with Blade, I think that thought came up with Blade because you think about the old Blade with Wesley Snipes and that dude was just like chopping motherfuckers up. There was
Mhm.
blood everywhere.
Hacking them up into pieces. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, maybe there's a clever way to do it without making it too graphic, but it's like that's kind of what Blade is, kind of like what the Punisher is. Um, but yeah, I mean, there's other than that, there's like a whole laundry list of stuff that they've got, coming down the pipeline before like this year and next year. So like they still promise us like another X-Men. You got a Marvel Zombie spin-off, more Spider-Man stuff. Um, what else is coming out? Loki season 2, Secret Invasions, Armor Wars. I mean, like there's so much. There's so much, and I don't know if I have the stamina to get through all this stuff.
Yeah, I mean they really haven't been building up to anything like Thanos did or like they did with Thanos. And I feel like that's what's really hurting them right now because like I don't want to see them do the rinse and repeat method,
Yeah.
and then they're kind of going away from that, but now we're just kind of like, okay, like what the hell's going on? Like what is everyone's purpose for their show right now?
Yeah. It's
uh
almost too extreme. It's like, well, we don't want to do the same rinse and repeat, but we're gonna go completely like off the other side. And now we're kind of left wanting because we're like, okay, like we get that you don't want to do the same thing, but at the same time, like where are you guys going with all this?
yeah. Yeah, and they already announced like Marvel phase 6 and stuff like without even going through phase 5, which I think that's normal for Disney and Kevin Feige. I think that's just like the way his mind works, that he just looks way ahead for everything, thinking that
Yeah.
everything's going to be a success. uh,
So, based on like all the upcoming projects, is there like anything at all that you're kind of excited about coming down the pipeline?
I think anything Spider-Man I'm excited for. Maybe a new Avengers movie. I know it's been a while.
Hmm.
I know we had a lot of movies in between. And I think Deadpool. I think Deadpool is really going to be a really fun movie, just
Yeah,
because every Deadpool has been fun, and then they're bringing back Wolverine for this one.
yeah. I think that's the one that I'm probably most excited about too, just because I feel like they can't go wrong with that formula. Bringing back Wolverine, I think everybody wanted in the first place, and like the last two Deadpool movies have been pretty good. So I hope they can maintain that consistency. Um, and I'm kind of excited for Ant-Man just to see where finally this phased universe is going. Like we're finally getting like what the main bad guy is supposed to be, and like up until now, like we don't really know like who's the threat, like who are we worried about? You know, like you always had like little like teases of Thanos through like the first the first phases of the Avengers and stuff, and it all built up to this like epic like bad guy and save the world scenario, and we're like, I mean, if you count the shows, we're basically like 10 like stories into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and we don't have any clue as to what like the real threat of the universe is. They just keep teasing things and everything, and we've already got like 10 different perspectives on different heroes. Whereas like in the first phase, like 10 movies in, like you're deep already. Like Thanos is coming. You know that there's like things that they need to take care of after like 10 movies. We're kind of like we're still trying to figure that out after like all these different series and shows.
Yeah, I really miss it when they really paid like a lot of attention to detail.
Hmm.
There was Easter eggs in like all the movies. You just you can look it up on YouTube and you see them all. But
Yeah.
like, okay, so say like you watched Eternals, and at the end of Eternals, it has like this big ass dude coming out of the ocean, and nobody talks about it. Nobody said
Talking
one thing
about it.
about it.
Like you meanwhile you still have like the Avengers like doing their thing, and like all the Captain Americas and Thors, and nobody's talking about this like 8,000 foot hand that's just like
Yeah, and
out in the
that was
ocean.
about to like destroy the world, and nobody
Yeah.
says anything. Like, how is that not an Avengers threat?
And that's to me like the cop out now is because now we have multiverses and we have different timelines. So it's like, okay, well, what universe is this that we're looking at? What timeline is this now? I feel like everything is a cop out at this point. I don't feel the interconnection between all of the movies and all the shows, and they did such a good job with that in the first phases of the movies.
Yeah, that's one thing that kind of frustrates me, because if they do that, they'll be like, "Oh, it wasn't like the what is our planet supposed to be called, like 616 or something like that."
616, yeah. There's like three or there's like two different planets. They officially made the Marvel Cinematic Universe like its own planet system. Um, so yeah, that was like a new thing that they had to add so that they could satisfy all the scrutiny from the fans.
Yeah,
On
like I get that they can just say like, "Oh, this didn't happen in our actual world," but then it's like it would get so confusing. It would get so like you said, it's just a cop out. Like you can pretty much do whatever you want. So it's like if you're gonna take that route, like go get another Iron Man from another world and bring him over here. Like,
Okay. So there is an Earth 616 like that existed in the comics. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is Earth 199999.
the fuck.
That is in the Marvel fandom officially. So you have the 616 Earth, and then you have the Earth 199999, which is the Marvel Cinematic version. So like we don't even know what version we're looking at yet. Like they could do whatever they want to, which is a cop out.
Yeah.
I hate it. Time travel and multiverses are a cop out for storytelling because like they don't need it doesn't need to make sense anymore. Just do what they want.
Yeah, because once you go down that route, it's like you're done. You can't go back. You can't take it back. Time
Yeah.
travel is always going to exist now.
Hmm.
And yeah.
Now we got multiverses and time travel. Now we can time travel in a multiverse.
Yeah, so there's no excuse for them to go get another Black Widow, another Steve Rogers, another Iron Man.
Yep. 100%. 100%.
But it's too
Yeah.
bad they're not gonna stay young forever because I seen Robert Downey Jr. like in a recent picture, and that dude's old.
I mean, they got the Disney's got that de-aging technology now. They can make anybody. They can make Luke Skywalker look 20 years old again.
I
They can do the same thing
mean,
with Captain America.
I mean, Skywalker looked animated. Like it didn't even look like him.
I mean, they're getting better.
But they have a YouTube channel of like people that do that.
Yeah, the deep fakes.
Yeah, like I don't understand why they do a better job than these like billion-dollar companies.
Okay, so you watch Boba Fett, right? Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
So the episode where they actually have Luke Skywalker training with Grogu in Boba Fett, that was done way better than when they introduced Luke at the end of Mandalorian season 2. And the reason is because Disney saw YouTube and they saw the guy recreate Luke Skywalker through his deep fake. They hired him for Book of Boba Fett to do the deep fake for the show. So they did. They
All
did
right.
do that.
All
But
right.
it's different. I mean, like it's a lot of resources, man. Like it's not easy to completely recreate a human being and make it believable. But I thought they did a lot better in Book of Boba Fett, though. Like it was definitely more believable. But I mean, as long as they have the character, still alive and breathing, I feel like it's easier to de-age somebody than it is to completely like recreate their deep fake. So I mean, they'll do whatever they can, man. Like Disney doesn't care. They've got such deep pockets,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So looking at the Phase 5, also they have Fantastic Four. Not sure when that's supposed to come out, but I was a fan of the original Fantastic Four, the one where
Yeah, Jessica Alba,
yes, Jessica Alba back in her
her prime.
yeah, back in her prime. She's not the Jessica Alba that we know anymore.
Yeah, those were okay movies. I didn't mind. I didn't mind the old movies. I think the second movie had the Silver Surfer. First movie was Doctor Doom. It was before they had like the Marvel Studios, so I guess like it wasn't too bad for its time.
Yeah,
But this will be like technically like the fourth Fantastic Four movie attempt in Marvel now. So that's getting right up there with rebooting Spider-Man. I think that's number two, second place. So they
yeah,
rebooted Fantastic Four. This will be the third time we've gotten four reboots of Spider-Man so far. So closing the
yeah.
gap.
Like that the rebooted Fantastic Four with I think it was like Kate Mara, Michael B. Jordan. Like that
Yeah,
one sucked, dude.
I
Like
didn't
that
even
was
watch
so
it.
bad.
And I think Miles Teller too. I think Miles Teller was the stretchy, Mr. Stretchy guy.
Yeah, like you have all these good actors and the
Yeah.
movie comes out like shit. Like how does that happen?
I think it's because Disney and Marvel Studios didn't have the rights to it yet, and I think it was still owned by Fox.
Mm,
So it was like the last project that Fox worked on for anything Marvel besides X-Men. Um so it was kind of like the make it or break it. It's just like, well, we're gonna do what we can, and then they immediately after that they lost the rights to to
mm.
Disney.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been just like a quick money grab too, because like I feel like those talks have to go way back. So they pretty much knew. They said, "Well, what's a fan favorite we can make of?" And they made Fantastic Four. Get these actors, like really good actors, and just make a shit movie.
Well, you remember the New Mutants movie that they like teased for like 5 years or something, and
Yeah, I
like
didn't watch it.
I still don't even remember if that movie came out or not. Like it
It
came out,
did.
right?
Yeah, it
I
did.
I was waiting for that movie to come out for the longest, and because it had like little Arya Stark in there and a few other characters, and I was just like, okay, like I'll give it a try, but I don't even remember when it dropped, so I've yet to see that movie too.
Yeah, I remember it was like a Hulu exclusive, I think, because
Yeah,
I honestly thought it was a TV show,
yeah.
and
Well, it got pushed back so much, man. Like they didn't know what they were doing with it. It like disappeared for 3 years, and all of a sudden the trailer popped up again. It's kind of like it was kind of like that game that you're getting excited about.
Oh, the
The
fake
day
game.
before, or the day after, or
The
the day
the day
never. What's it called?
the game never came out.
The day never ever. Uh, yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. Anything else you want to add? I'm kind of like I kind of feel like we covered everything we needed to cover.
They are coming out with another season of What If. I don't think you watched What If, the animated.
Oh, you did like those, right? The What If series,
Yeah, I actually liked them. I thought they were really good. My favorite one was the zombie one.
of course.
Um, yeah, so you can see I
They're coming
got
out with their own thing. Did you see that?
uh like an animated one, or is it actual like movie?
So when I scroll down to like the upcoming projects, they have Marvel Zombies 2024. So it's basically they say like, what if MCU but The Walking Dead? This animated series will see Earth's mightiest heroes confronted with a zombie apocalypse. Sounds like it's right up your alley. Which okay, cool. I mean, depending on what Marvel hero you get,
Yeah, because
like I
some of
feel
them
like
could
Rick,
just
I
clear
feel
them
like
out.
Rick Grimes was very capable of taking out zombies, but now you've got like Captain America and Iron Man and the Incredible Hulk and like
Well, I mean, like who do we have left right now? Like what characters are going to be here in well, you said next year?
yeah, 2024.
So we have what's his name? Sam Wilson, which is the new Captain America, doesn't have any powers, just has the shield.
He can like fly and like do these like razor blade wing things,
Yeah, but for how long? Like
hack up zombies and his little glider.
yeah, but if we're talking about zombies, it's going to be hordes. Like is he going to fly through the horde and like every horde that he sees like
Um, yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think of like other Marvel heroes. Like if you got Thor, he can just like swing his hammer, decapitate all the zombies with his hammer.
I feel like the way that they made Thor now, like he would be dumb enough to get bit.
Can a god Asgardian actually be infected by a Earth apocalyptic virus though?
That's a really
You
good
Asgardian
question.
get
But I
COVID?
mean, he can die. You know, like he almost died a bunch of times.
Yeah, but not like to like Earth. It was against other godlike things. I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Somebody's gonna get turned.
I mean, it would be cool to see Spider-Man flying around and killing zombies. That would be fun to watch.
Zombie Spider-Man.
Yeah, so not really too much to talk about. With stuff that we have coming out, we kind of talked about stuff that's in the future. We kind of just imagined what it can be because we have no
Yeah.
idea.
Basically, my bar is set kind of low. Spider-Man and Doctor Strange are the only two movies I think recently that have like set the bar for me. So I guess like hopefully they just stay the same or improve over time. I guess we'll just have to see what happens.
Yeah. So with that one, I think we're gonna end our podcast. It was
Yeah.
fun talking about Marvel and our Marvel fatigue.
Yep. Now I feel more fatigued talking about Marvel fatigue.
Yeah, for real, huh? So on next one, we're gonna do Star Wars fatigue on our next
Yeah,
episode.
we can do a Star Wars one next. That's fine. We'll go through the whole Disney library of like
Yeah.
franchises right now.
Yes,
But
definitely. All right. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe to the Spotify. Very much appreciate it. My name is Carlos. This is the homie Sean. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.
catch you guys later. Thanks for joining us.